So it seems that we may have a completion date for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge over at Disney's Hollywood Studios, but we'll discuss how we might know this up next. Hi there Waltoniers, I'm Jack. This is DSNY Newscast. Go ahead and subscribe down below if you haven't already, and also hit that bell notification icon so therefore you get notified whenever one of these DSNY Newscast videos comes out. And also, whilst you're at it, subscribe to Universal Newscast for everything to do with Universal Studios news. With all of that being said, let's get to the headlines. So, we've talked about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge an awful lot on this show recently, and quite frankly, it's justified, as it's going to be one of the biggest changes to Disney parks since the dawn of the Fast Pass, as we already know that Disney are trying to create a whole new level of realism within the theme park industry. But at D23 Expo, Bob Iger, the Disney CEO, and Bob Chapek, the chairman of Parks and Resorts, said that Disneyland's Star Wars Galaxy's Edge would open before D23 Expo in 2019, which is usually in July. So, it's no great secret that we all know that Walt Disney World's version of Galaxy's Edge is running slightly behind schedule, with it supposedly opening in fall of 2019. But it might be useful to know how late they're thinking about opening Galaxy's Edge over at Disney's Hollywood Studios, as we've seen one date repeatedly pop up in numerous permits filed for the new land, and the date for completion seems to be September 26th, 2019. Now, this isn't the official opening date, but it is the date at which an awful lot of these permits expire on, which means that Disney are aiming for this date to be the completion date for Galaxy's Edge, which would be extremely convenient as it would also be just before the 48th anniversary of Walt Disney World on October 1st. So an educated guess would say that Disney are going to open Galaxy's Edge over at Disney's Hollywood Studios on October 1st of 2019, and don't forget that things could arise to delay the project and set that date further back. But it seems at the moment that Disney are aiming for October of 2019 to open Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Walt Disney World. Now, sticking with Hollywood Studios, it has now been officially announced on Disney Parks' blog that Baseline Tap House will now be occupying the space that was once used by the former Writer's Stop, right next to the Sci-Fi Dine-In restaurant, with the Baseline Tap House to offer Californian craft ales, lagers and cider, and also specialty Californian wines and cocktails. But the big thing here is that we've got a new name for this entire area, just outside of the Muppets Courtyard and also the Galaxy's Edge entrance, as it will now be known as Grand Avenue, with it being styled after present-day downtown Los Angeles, with the style to replicate the vintage buildings similar to the building where Walt Disney worked on the Alice comedies and Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. But with Disney deciding to keep around the former facades of the Streets of America and opening this new Grand Avenue area later this year, it might just line up with the news of the two new holiday experiences that Disney have coming to Disney's Hollywood Studios but are yet to be announced. As we know that Disney are definitely bringing back Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam to Hollywood Studios this year, but they might just be bringing back a holiday classic to this new area of Grand Avenue and Muppets Courtyard as one of these two holiday experiences which are not yet announced, as they could bring in a mini version of the Osborne Spectacle of Lights, as it was always very popular and a huge pull for Disney's Hollywood Studios. And realistically, Hollywood Studios needs as much help as it can get at the moment to bring guests into that park, as there's so much construction going on at the moment. And lastly, over at Epcot, we've officially got the reopening date of Mission Space, as it's going to be August 13th, which is also the same date that Universe of Energy and the Great Movie Ride are closing. So it seems that Disney are trying to take some of the sting out of the ride closures which also take place on that day. Anyways, when Mission Space reopens, it will have an all-new ultra-high resolution CGI show film, which will either take you to Mars as it once did before, but this time in amazing clarity, or you'll be able to board a new mission which will orbit the Earth, where you'll see Hawaii, Europe and the Northern Lights all from space, and then you'll return back to the Kennedy Space Center at the end of the mission. Also, this new Earth orbiting green mission has also been made to be more family friendly, as it will allow children who are as tall as 40 to 44 inches ride the attraction as well, with the assistance of all new booster seats. But now, it's over to you, the Walton is. I would like to know, which new holiday experience would you like to see come to Disney's Hollywood Studios? Bearing in mind that Osborne's Spectacle of Light hasn't been confirmed, what other type of parade, show, experience, or character meet and greet would you like to see within Hollywood Studios? And if you put the Hidden Mickey timestamp along with your suggestion, you'll be in with a chance to win a DSNY Newscast pin. And also, congratulations to this subscriber here for winning the DSNY Newscast pin from the last video. And with all of that being said, go ahead and subscribe down below, like this video and share it out as it would be a massive help. And with all of that being said, I've been Jack, you've been you, and I'll see you real soon.